Looks like this one's working.
You sure?
I think this doesn't have like an actual go live button. Hey, what's up, everyone? We'll be
It
with
says
you.
we're live on YouTube. The picture's up.
All right. What's up, everyone? Give us 10 seconds. We're going to do a new podcast. If you're actually watching live, please go ahead and share us out real quick. I'm going to do that right now. Maybe. I don't see the stream key. All right, we'll just do this. Because I don't know how to do stuff, Scotty Gash.
Sound is good on that too, by the way.
Yes. I'm just trying to figure this out.
I'm trying to copy the link and put it on.
Yeah, there should be a place. It disappeared when I hit the thing.
I don't know what to tell you there.
We're rookies at YouTube streaming. We're going to try to make it a thing, though.
We will be shortly recording the podcast. We always do a live show when we do that, though. We kind of give you guys a behind-the-scenes kind of view of us putting it together. Brandon, did you check the script? I was just making sure you saw that.
Did you send me one?
Yeah, you always get one. Anyway.
I do not have it. Can you make sure I get it?
It's a long-standing bit that Brandon pretends that he doesn't see.
It's not a bit.
The
I never get it. He thinks I'm on it. I'm not on it.
Normally his cursor's flashing while the show's going on, so it's a nice bit with that.
He thinks I'm on it.
Here, but,
I'm not on it. All right, I got the
normally his
URL.
cursor's
I figured it out. There it is. Post. Done. Let's go.
Let's go.
Did you watch any of the State of Play?
Nope.
I did not either.
That was not on my homework list.
It wasn't mine either. I just noticed it. But I do want to cover it. Look, there's a couple things that are interesting. Ghost of Tsushima 2, Ghost of Utai, I think it's called.
The first one was... Oh, I didn't play it. Never mind.
It was excellent.
I know. You love it.
I freaking love it. It's probably one of the best games you ever play. And you have a PS5, right?
I do.
Even on a PS4, the load... I don't know how they figured it out, but the load times were ridiculously fast. Like 3 seconds.
I remember you telling me that. You can go back to our annals and check out the old episodes.
It's called Annals.
No, it is not. It's called annals, actually, you jackass.
All right, guys. We're going to cut
This
up.
is the quality content that you get from Brandon K. Where's the wife?
She's in Washington, D.C. Nobody... Don't go down and try to find her. It's a big place. I know she's very popular, but...
Is she storming the Capitol building?
She's storming. The Trump train is in full effect. She's on her way there.
We do know how she likes cults, so...
Yes. Oh. We have a lot of Trump supporters, guys. Don't call them that shit. I'm just kidding. We don't get political. I don't care either way.
No, I'm just joking.
No, I don't have a script for real.
Oh, my God.
I'm just kidding. All right.
I know you are.
You want to start a podcast?
Maybe we should record one. That'd be nice, huh?
All right. All right. Here we go. 3, 2. Here we go. What's up, family? It's time. Pop or bust.
Take a bullet! Quasi-pop.
No way.
Sort of a bust.
No. Make the hard decision.
Language, sir.
If we only had a script to follow.
Christy, will you get off your phone?
Did we actually agree on something?
Guys, that is spot on.
There it is. Common ground.
I love you guys.
What's up, cPOPuniverse? Welcome to Pop or Bust. I am Brandon K, your host, with my good friend, better enemy, the professional of this podcast, Scotty Gash. How you doing, buddy?
What's good, Culture Vultures? How you doing, bud?
Very good. First time we're streaming on YouTube. We usually do it on Facebook and
Hi, Mom. Oh, sorry.
Your mom is definitely not watching YouTube.
She watches YouTube.
I think everyone should. I watch it more than I watch anything else. But conspicuous by her absence, the love of my life, my word of my wife, she had to bail on the last second. She's on her way to D.C., so wish her safe travel. She will be here with us next time we are streaming on YouTube. Christy,
Yes.
if you're watching, you better not be. You better be driving. You better be driving. Pay attention to the road.
Maybe she's listening. Maybe she's just listening.
Guys, this is like a new platform for us. If you don't know what we do a podcast. Most of it's an audio podcast. We are diving into video stuff now. We're going to dive into trying to create more of an online presence. But our audio podcast is on wherever you listen to your podcast. And you can go to cPOPuniverse.com and get it there if you don't have a podcast network. The letter C, cPOPuniverse.com. But we are on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever. Go check us out. We would love for you to give us a review because that would be something that's very helpful for us. We are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. I still can't make the change.
Yeah, I can't say that either.
At cPOPuniverse. Again, cPOPuniverse. Go there, give us a like, share, whatever that platform requests you to do, and we will be glad to hear from you there. Today,
you can also, if you're actually watching this video on YouTube, just hit the button below to subscribe, and you can follow us and then just like us.
See?
Like and subscribe.
Professional. New platform. He already got it down. I don't even know what you do. Hit the bell. Hit the bell for notifications.
There you go.
Just like every YouTuber says. Guys, today we're on Pop or Bust. We are talking about The Penguin, a new series from HBO Max. Agatha All Along, Disney Plus, another Marvel new series. What is it? See No Evil or Speak No Evil? Speak No Evil. I believe that's out in theaters, and
it is. I
got into the new Matlock because I'm very curious to talk about. So
you're an old man. Yes, we know.
I watched Andy Griffith one, so we had to check out Kathy Bates. So I did check that out. Gosh, I don't got much. I think we just get into Pop or Bust.
I like how you have a screen behind you showing stuff. What's going on behind you there?
Last week I put our faces on there and realized I didn't do the screen. It's screen saved right into the Roku thing. So I was like, you know what?
We're just going to scroll the Roku.
I'm just going to put porn on in the background. If you don't like us, enjoy the porn.
We might get some subscribers then. We might be taken down real quick, but we might have some subscribers then.
I don't know. But it'd be hard to catch for YouTube in that little box behind me.
Possibly. Why don't you tell the people what Pop or Bust is, Brandon?
Well, Pop or Bust is a segment we do about hard decisions. We're going to tell you something we played, watched, or read during the week. If we pop it, we had a cPOPuniverse approved. We're suggesting you do one of those things. But if we bust it, saving you time, saving you money, we're taking bullets for you people.
Taking bullets!
Saying stay away from it is no good, but the caveat, and gosh, I want you to listen because you never listen. The caveat of Pop or Bust is you're all in, all out. Make a tough decision.
Quasi-pop.
No! No.
Sort of a bust.
I just blew everybody's ears out. No, you frustrate me. You got to have conviction. People want answers. They don't want maybes.
Okay. Well, we didn't help them much last time because we split directly down the middle, but whatever.
Not going to happen today. There's only two of us.
Oh, whoa. You think we're going to be in agreement?
Oh, shit. I guess it could happen.
It could happen twice, actually.
Yeah. It usually can't happen because we have three.
Right.
All right.
Well, let's get to the first thing that we watched. This week, the first thing we're going to talk about is Agatha All the Way. Synopsis of the show. When a new series of tragedies strikes the city of Westview, the infamous Agatha Harkness? Anyway, finds herself down and out of power when a suspicious goth teen helps her break free from the distorted spell. This is on Disney Plus. Brandon and I both got into it. The cast we'll talk about a little bit here. This is an episodic show. Disney Plus has released 2 episodes right off the bat, and then they are going to release an additional episode weekly. So we've watched the first 2. I'm assuming you watched both of them, Brandon?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so why don't you start with your thoughts? What are your general thoughts on this show?
Well, Disney likes women covens that sing. That's what it was. We just got the Acolyte, which bombed, and rightfully so. And when this came out, I was hearing people talk about the controversy and stuff, or someone said it was a gay, whatever, I don't care. I was like, oh my God, we're getting the same damn thing we saw. And maybe we did in a way. But this one, for me, was done much better than the Acolyte. The Acolyte it wasn't the episode 3, even though it was terrible, that ruined it for me. It was the writing overall. Is this one better? This reminds me of Hocus Pocus, right? I'm in the spooky season.
You don't steal my lines. I was going to say, so let me tell you what I thought of Hocus Pocus 3. Anyway, go ahead.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. And I like Hocus Pocus, and I like this time of year, so it is catching me in a good mood to watch it. That being said, the first episode I thought was meh. I wasn't very excited about it. After it was over, I was like, well, all right. They tried something like a little similar to what they did to WandaVision, but more of an NCIS, whatever, 90s cop drama. And I wasn't that into it because it was cool when WandaVision did it because we didn't know what the hell was going on. But now we kind of know what's going on, so it wasn't the mystery was gone. But it was okay to watch. But the second episode is when Hocus Pocus started coming out, and I actually didn't. I liked it. I enjoyed what was going on. I don't know that I like her, Agatha. I'm not supposed to. I don't think she's a antagonist from WandaVision, but
correct.
I don't know that I like her that much. And my problem with it is there's no end character, I guess, is what I'm going to dance around. Like, who am I rooting for in this show, but maybe I'm not supposed to. And that's becoming something that we're seeing in the last year or so. These movies and series are coming out, and the villains are kind of the main characters. So I'm still struggling with that because I'm just a good guy, bad guy, superhero, villain kind of person. So like I struggle with that, but I was enjoying this ride for what it was so far. What about your initial thoughts?
So if you remember when we watched WandaVision, I was more lukewarm on the beginning. You guys really liked it, and I was more lukewarm on the beginning of it. I thought it took too long to go through all of the decades that they were talking about.
Yeah.
So for me, actually, I kind of liked the beginning of this better because it kind of yada-yada'd that a little bit with this one. Like, it went a lot quicker. It only took 1 episode as opposed to 5 episodes before we actually got into the meat of what the story of this was going to be.
Yeah.
They probably did that just because we already saw it with WandaVision, but I actually appreciated it a little bit better with this one.
Mm-hmm.
As we both said, it's kind of hocus pocusy. It also, you mentioned the protagonist being an antagonist, and vice versa, whichever way you want. I actually equated it to Hunger Games a little bit. The Songbirds of Snakes and whatever the hell it was called, the one that was about snow.
Yeah.
It was the prequel, but it was about snow. I told you I had a problem getting into that book at first because it's like, well, we know this guy's going to end up being a douchebag. Do we really want to cheer for him?
Exactly.
So, like you said with this, like, well, who's the good guy character that any of us really want to cheer for in this? So I kind of equated it to that. I guess the goth teen is kind of what our entry character is supposed to be. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to give it something, like to say, well, at least maybe that's a little bit of an in. Like, it's an outsider that's trying to get in, and he hasn't really necessarily done bad things yet, is the way that I'm kind of giving it credit for that.
But he reminds me of those people that lust after serial killers. They write him letters and stuff. Like he's
Oh yeah, that's true.
He's like this evil witch is his hero, which is weird to me. That's why I can't be in with him yet. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut.
No. I agree with you. I'm just saying I was trying to give it something like, well,
yeah,
maybe
no,
that could be our end character because we're at least fanboys watching from the outside. But this has been a huge thing forever. Like we talk about it all the time. Like from the 80s, Darth Vader was the best character in Star Wars, right? Like, I know I'm dating myself with this reference, but J.R. Ewing was the best part of the show Dallas in the 80s and the 90s.
You went back. I wasn't alive when Dallas was out.
You liar! You're just as old as me. Anyway, but it's become vogue. Ric Flair in wrestling was always a bad guy, but everyone cheered for him because he represented a cool character, even though he was a bad guy. So, yeah. I mean, this has been going around forever. It's just another version of that. Is it done as well? I mean, the singing circle really bothered me. I'm not
really?
gonna lie to you. Like, I'm like, all right, do we need 20 minutes of this? Like, that's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like.
Yeah. It was like the whole song, 12 verses.
Why? I think there were 13 verses of that.
There was a lot. It's funny because I'm not the musical guy, but like I actually didn't mind that for some reason because I felt like it fit in with witches and what they were trying to conjure or something. You're right, though.
To me,
super
that
long.
Didn't fit in. It was the part that stuck out like a sore thumb to me. Like, this is so much different than everything else the show has done before and after it that I'm like, why? Okay, have like 30 seconds of it, not 25 minutes.
It was long.
I know I'm exaggerating.
No, but it was long.
So anyway,
it turned into a musical.
Those were my initial thoughts. Is it too much like WandaVision?
No, I agree with you. I think they cut it off. I think they cut it off right at the right time. The first episode, they understood that we're still in that world, and maybe we should do a little bit of like wink, wink. Yeah, we're still in the WandaVision world, but let's not do it for more than one episode. So I didn't mind it. It just was a boring episode to me. I don't know why. I just didn't. It was just boring. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't into it. I was way more into the second episode. I think one of the problems this show's going to have is. WandaVision came out 3 years ago, and you definitely had to watch it to get an understanding of what's going on here. And a lot of people are going to fall off, right? Like they're not going to go back and rewatch it. And then when they come back into this, they're like, well, man, I really don't remember WandaVision that much. I don't think I'm going to get into this, So I bet the viewership of this goes way down. And I don't even think it's because of the controversy of that stupid interview people were giving. I think it's because of that. Because when you take something and then you spin it off, you're not only going to get as good as the original most of the time, but you're not going to get all of that because people fall off, right? And I feel like that's what's going to happen to this. People are going to, even if I really liked WandaVision, but if we didn't cut a podcast, I would not have watched this. Not because it wasn't interesting to me. It's been 3 years. I don't even remember Agatha that much in WandaVision, right? And I think that it's going to struggle with getting viewership,
2 points. The one of the things I did like about this, I know it's not the same. Stay with me for a second, people. Sorry. It gave me a little bit of Ocean's 11 because we needed someone to do this and someone to do that
Yeah,
to be
it did.
part. So we walked around to gather those people together in order to try to. So I actually kind of like that part of it. My other point, I forgot what it was anyway.
And folks, that's what happens when you get our age and you've
Yeah,
wrestled for 20
exactly.
years.
I'm sure I'll think of it as we're talking here. But yeah, it definitely gave those Ocean's 11 vibes or whatever, Fast and the Furious kind of.
It did. We had to get the team together.
People to do this and this and this, right?
We had to get the team together. They all have their special, abilities. Let's get them together. And I actually kind of dug the team, especially the old witch. I liked how they presented her of. Obviously, she's a con. You're like, oh my god, this is so stupid. I kind of like it because I hate psychics. I think because they're just charlatans and they take people's money. So they kind of made fun of that. And then she's all of a sudden something changes. I don't want to spoil too much, but I was
Right,
like,
exactly.
I like what they did with that. I do.
All right. Anything else we want to add about it?
Not really. It's Hocus Pocus 3. You said it pretty well. It's once you get past the first episode, I don't know where it's going to go. But I'm going to watch the next couple episodes and hope it goes in the right direction. I was interested. I like the lore it was starting. They're going to go down this witch's road, and I was interested to see what that is. I don't know what it is. They don't really explain it. They kind of talk about it around about. So I'm kind of curious what that's going to look like. So I'm going to stick around for a little bit. So I'm going to pop it right now. I'm going to give it a pop, and I can't believe that because honestly, I was not excited to watch this at all. And I think maybe it just caught me at the right time and the right season. But it's better than things Disney has been putting out. It is better than, except for obviously Wolverine and that. Well, that wasn't really Disney Marvel, but still, yeah, Disney Marvel. But they've been missing a lot in the Marvel universe. They've been missing outside of Wolverine and that. So this is maybe, hopefully, go in the right direction. I doubt it will. I feel like it'll still tank somehow, but that's where I'm at with it.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
Again, because people are going to fall off.
Sure.
And the controversy of that stupid interview, everybody's freaking out. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But-
I did remember my other point. I think you and Christy kind of summed it up really well last week. Like, Christy was like, oh, I liked Agatha and Wanda. And your response to her was, yeah, but do you want a whole show of that? Like, to me, I kind of like this, but I don't know if I wanted a whole show of it. However, what I will say, it has some problems to it is basically what I'm getting at. However, Brandon, how do I always rate a series? If I want to watch any more of it, then I actually want to watch another episode of this. Like,
right? It
I
made
don't
me
know
curious.
if I'm embarrassed to say that out loud, but it actually is interesting enough that I'm like, oh, I want to watch another episode. So for that reason, I'm going to pop it as well.
It's just like, I wholeheartedly think this is going to tank. But, like, I'm very interested at this point. They've set it up, and I want to see where that road goes. I want to see what happens. So, at least curiosity-wise, I'm popping it for now. So
all right, so I'm surprised. That's 2 pops for
Yeah.
Agatha. What is it? Agatha All Along?
Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
It's on Disney Plus. 2 episodes are out, and then a weekly episode after that. So go ahead and check it out if you are interested. No.
All right, so next up, I'll introduce this one since you're the one that's going to talk about it, Brandon.
Yeah.
Next up is Brandon got into Matlock because he's 85 years old. Matlock claims to be a widowed, inexperienced ex-lawyer raising her grandson and in need of money, who takes a job at a law firm, Jacobson and Moore, working with Olympia. The pilot episode reveals that she is, in fact, Madeline Kingston, a wealthy woman whose husband is still alive.
Whoa!
I'm just reading the synopsis.
Wow, that synopsis is a big-ass spoiler.
I read the synopsis.
Holy shit! Oh my god, I can't believe that was the synopsis. What was that, on IGN or something?
No, it was right off of yeah,
Wiki? IGN?
IMDb.
IMBD, what the? Wow! What a spoiler! Well, sorry guys, but
So this show is streaming on Paramount Plus, but we believe it's also on CBS Live Weekly. Brandon's the one that got into this. I'll let Brandon take it
Oh, my
away,
God.
obviously, since I spoiled something already.
it's not your fault. I can't believe IMBD did that. I'm gonna. All right, guys. From this point on, spoilers because that's a huge spoiler, and I have to talk about why the hell they would say that. Like that blows my mind. But all right. The old Matlock, I loved Andy Griffith, whatever. I like courtroom dramas. I actually used to want to be an attorney. I started going to school with it before professional wrestling ruined my life, and that was where I wanted to be. So Perry Mason, Matlock, all these old shows. I watched them growing up, and I dug them. This show's okay. So to be clear, this is not in that universe. This is not a reboot or a remake. They're just kind of going off the name. The show exists in this universe. And she uses it kind of like, I don't want to blow anything, but she uses it in a cheeky way.
Why? The damn synopsis did. You
I
might blow everything.
Exactly, yeah. This is way better at any right to be. Christy had it on, so I was like, all right, I'll sit down and watch some Matlock. I like old, but I didn't think this would be good, you know. It's almost like a Sherlock Holmes. She's very important. She's very smart. She's very, you know, she coming in, and it starts off really hot with her like sneaking past security as a feeble old grandma and just to get a job interview, and that's kind of like the opening of this. And it's very intelligently done. The whole first episode, I think, is like 42 minutes or something like that. It goes quick because I enjoyed it. It's hard to talk. I mean, I guess we're talking spoilers, but you know, first she's got to get this job. She very intelligently gets it. Then she's got to help this African American lady solve this case. Was her police brutality back in the 90s, which is a very hard case to do because it's been so long, and yada yada yada. She figures it out, and you know, you'll have to enjoy that ride. Kathy Bates is a very good actress. I've actually not watched a lot of her. I know she's been in things I've watched, but I never sat down and be like, oh yeah, Kathy Bates, let's watch this. She's very good at what she does. I enjoyed watching her performance in this. It's breezy, you know, at 40 minutes. That's my sweet spot for a series. It's not too long. It's, you know, not too short. For me, that's a great spot. The problem, man, the end of this, the last 5 minutes of this episode, and I actually think the credits start rolling in this place. I can't remember. Wow, is it a twist? And that twist was given away in this, in that synopsis.
Sorry, folks.
It's not your fault. IMBD. I cannot believe. I'm gonna message him. That was terrible. That twist is like she does this feeble, and it's very emotional. You know She's saying, you know, my husband's been dead. This is why I'm trying to be a lawyer now at my age. And she's going through all these backstories about what happened. Her daughter's dead from drug overdose or whatever. And the last 5 minutes, the whole thing changes where everything she said in that show was total horse shit, except for her daughter being passed away from a drug overdose. And then you get the idea is, oh, she's at this firm to find out.
I'm trying to get insight on that.
Yeah, and she does explain the insight, but it wasn't in the IMBD, so I'm not going to spoil it, but it's the very last thing. And it was, she can turn on feeble old grandma and very intelligent, like, in control woman, like that. And when she does it, when her whole persona changes, I was like, oh my God, that was really good. That was super good.
She did at one point take a sledgehammer to someone's feet.
She did.
Not in this show. Right. That's in Misery.
Yeah, it was Misery. That's right. You know, I've never seen that, but I knew she was in it. But man, she turns it on.
I spoiled that for you too now, apparently, because you didn't see that. Anyway, go ahead.
No, trust me. Everybody that knows anything about horror movies knows that scene.
Right.
I don't have much more to say. IMBD kind of screwed everyone over on that, but it is very. Maybe if you'd send me a script, I could have proofread that.
You had the script and it was right in front. It's actually, your cursor is blinking on the script right now. People, don't let them lie to you. It's a little bit above where the Matlock synopsis is, but it is on there actually.
What the hell are you talking about? You can't see my cursor.
You're such an asshole. Anyway, I have a question before you pop or bust it.
All right.
So I read a few things about this before it came out because I saw she was going to be on this, and a lot of people were saying this role's beneath her. She's too good of an actress for this type of show. Now, I didn't watch any of the show, so I don't know. Would you agree, disagree with that?
I think she's going to make this show, so I don't think it's beneath her at all. Okay. I think there's other actors in this show that are fine, and she's going to prop them up and maybe help them make a career out of what they're doing. Like maybe they wouldn't have done it on their own, but she's going to make the show very good. And it's weird for someone to say like that's beneath her because well, they haven't seen it yet because it just came out.
That's what I'm saying. This was before it came out.
To see her turn on a dime and see her like this is Kathy Bates' show and she's killing it and I love it and I'm popping it because I'm a big fan of it. It's one of the that's a spoiler, so I can say it's a show that I'm definitely excited to see again.
Is there only one episode out so far, Brandon?
Yes, one episode out. That's actually, I like it so much. I'm sad that I'm gonna have to be patient like we did back in the archaic ages.
I actually like waiting for shows. Like I like not having to. I like sometimes I do like binge watching stuff, especially if it's something that was out 10 years ago and I never got to it. But if it's something new, I don't mind waiting for it. It kind of.
I think
harkens
for me,
back
it's
on it.
like if it's super good, then I lose patience because I'm just like a kid in a candy store and really want to see it. If it's
Yeah, I
like,
gotcha.
oh, I like this, I do want to see it again. I'm okay with waiting though because I got other stuff to watch. But this one's one of the ones that, like I wish it'd come out. Not all of it at once, but maybe 2 episodes at a time or something would be sweet.
Gotcha.
All right,
All
we're
right, so that's
moving
a
on.
pop. We're telling everybody to watch everything so far.
Yeah,
That's
it's been a good
news.
night. Let's see if it keeps going with Speak No Evil.
Do you want to read the next one for me?
I don't have a script, but I'm gonna go
I
ahead and
knew you were gonna say.
I'm gonna see what
knew
I
it was
can come up
coming.
with. In a world where a dream holiday turns into a living nightmare when an American couple and their daughter spend the weekend at a British family's idyllic country estate, you can see Speak No Evil in theaters. My biggest question is, this has nothing to do with See No Evil, right? With Kane?
It does not. Or the old See No Evil with Gene Wilder and
Oh my God, Richard Pryor, baby.
God, Richard Pryor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now you're aging us. Stop. Stop.
I just have a question. Where did you read that from?
I came up with it. Is that right?
That's a lie. You're reading right off the script because I'm looking at the script and that's word for word what it says. But anyway, let me tell you about this movie. So, Brandon, I'm going to ask you this question. You watched at least some of The Office, right? The show The Office?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know how, like, when Michael Scott would act, like, really outside the box and it was almost, like, cringy? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And then, did you ever see Meet the Fockers?
Yes.
Okay. You know how, like,
This is not going down the
bad
right
thing
road.
and then bad thing would happen and it would kind of snowball and it got kind of cringy after a while?
Yes.
A while?
Yeah, Miss like
Okay.
secondhand
So
cringe.
that in a horror movie.
Oh, that
That's
sounds
what this is.
that sounds terrible then.
In a fantastic way.
Oh, really? In a good way.
Yes. So, like, the basic story is this family meets another family. An American family who's living in France meets another family that lives close to this vacation spot that they're both at. They hit it off. They get to be friends during the time that they're on vacation. And the dad of the foreign family invites the American family, like, hey, you should just come to our estate. It's like out in the middle of nowhere, like really nice thing. So yeah, it's a great idea. The family goes there, and then slowly but surely, one thing happens, and you're like, ooh, that's kind of cringy. And then something else happens, and you're like, oh, run. The third thing happens, it's like, why are you not leaving?
Get the heck house.
And then it turns into a horror movie at the end. That's basically what
At
happens.
the end?
Well, like as it progresses, then there's a twist that turns it into a horror movie. That's
Okay.
basically what happens.
Okay.
So yes, I don't know how you feel about it, but James McAvoy is the lead in this. He's the
Oh, it's that movie.
yeah.
I didn't know what movie it was. I love him.
And you asked, is it See No Evil or Speak No Evil? I'm like, in the trailer, the kid goes like this because he doesn't have a tongue. It's Speak No Evil. Anyway, yeah, I think he's great in everything. I mean, he did a complex role in the Split and Glass movies, the whole M. Night trilogy with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Him in that playing, what was it, like 12 different personalities? Amazing in that. And then he can play a role like Charles Xavier from Days of Future Past, and like he has such range, and he uses a lot of it in this. Like he's flipped, like you said about Kathy Bates, he flips the switch from friendly guy that you meet at a vacation to this murderous guy in like the flip of a switch, and it's amazingly done.
I think he's one of the most underrated actors that you don't hear about. Like when you hear about really great actors, I don't think anyone ever says that McAvoy, but they should. They should.
Yeah.
I've never seen something he's in and he wasn't good in.
Yeah, all of the acting in this is pretty well done. I mean, the mother of the American family kind of annoys me a little bit, but I think that's just the way they wrote her. Like, she's supposed to be an annoying prude wife a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I don't want to blame the actress. I think it was just the way her character was written. But short of that, yeah, I don't have much to say unless you have any questions before I pop or bust it.
And is it cheesy and like I know you said it's cheesy in like most fantastic way. So like, but is it cheesy where they're like leaning into it or just having?
I didn't say it's cheesy. It's cringy.
Or
You know what I
cringy,
mean?
I'm
like,
sorry,
It
yes.
makes you feel like I know you don't like to feel anything but happy when you watch stuff, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, I always go back to Paddleton, and you felt horrible when we watched that. You remember that?
Awful.
Like, it gives you a visceral, guttural feel, and you're like, oh, get out of this situation. You know what I mean? But it escalates, and it escalates, and it escalates.
Okay.
And they just stay, and there's reasons for them to stay.
So it's not cringy in a, like, stupid way. But maybe in a little bit of stupid way.
I mean, one or two times I looked at Danielle, and I'm like, I would have been out of here 2 days ago. You know what I mean? Like, but they come back to reasons as to why these people stay in the situation, and then all hell breaks loose.
Man, I don't think I have any more questions because I like James McAvoy, and obviously he did good in this. I can hear it in your voice. Is there any other issues you didn't like about it? It's a horror movie. Is it too tropey or anything, or just a little bit of crap?
I wouldn't say it's tropey at all, actually. That's one of the things I actually like about it is it's very different. I mean, like, yes, there's the cringiness that I keep talking about, like those other types of movies, but then to do it in a horror genre, to me, just is outside the box thinking for me. So,
all right. Well, where are we at? Hey, I lost you. You're muted.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm here. I was just waiting to see if you had any questions.
Because I'm dumb, it was a lag on my screen. So your video from the YouTube was talking, and I didn't hear shit.
Well, that's because it's delayed.
Hey, guys, I'm not a professional. I'm just saying. I don't know if you could tell.
Since you don't have any other questions, I'll be honest. The premise, if I just told you the premise of this, like when I first said it, you're like, "Oh God, this sucked," and I'm like, "Oh no," in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like if you just read word for word what happened in this, I might be like, "Ooh, I don't know," but McAvoy is so good that it's definitely worth seeing this movie. Like he, as you said with Kathy Bates, I feel like we're watching the same thing. He lifts the performances of everybody else and makes everybody else in this movie better for being in it. So
nice.
I definitely would recommend this. So definitely pop.
That's a pop for Speak No Evil, and he's popping a theater movie, which if you guys are fans of us for a long time, you know we give those a little bit higher. They need to really sell it on us because we know how much it costs to go to the movie theater. So
go to theaters. Save the theaters, people.
Save the theaters, which I agree with. But Speak No Evil, a horror movie out in the theaters, the Gaslight. I'm excited because that doesn't happen very often where these horror movies come out.
I'm very disappointed that Christy's not here because it's September. We're supposed to be getting into spooky season. She would have liked this review during spooky season.
She would have.
Anyway.
She's still recovering from our Halloween. We already had our Halloween party.
Oh, speaking of shirts, I saw you. Look at this wonderful thing.
I do like that shirt. Where can I buy that shirt at?
I had to special order my own because we haven't got shirts yet.
Yeah, we don't got merch yet, guys.
We're working on that.
My shirt you get at Walmart for $8.
Mine was a few dollars more than that because there's only one ever been made. But
That's a very rare, unique shirt. And
it's
if you want to buy Gash's cPOPuniverse shirt, email us at cPOPuniverse@gmail.com. Tell us how you're going to give us the $200.
No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that much.
Tell us how you'll give us the $200, and Gash will send that to you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a rare item.
We get to the main event here?
Yeah, let's get to the one we're actually going to talk about for a long time. The Penguin.
This is why we're here today, folks. We came to watch The Penguin. Following the events of Batman from 2022, the series explores the rise to power of Oswell/Oz Cobb. His name is not Oswald Cobblepot in this. It's Cobb, Oswald Cobb. The Penguin in Gotham City's criminal underworld. You can actually see this on Max. It is supposed to be 8 or 10 episodes. I cannot remember, but they released the first 2, and the rest are being released one a week. So the opening on this past Thursday released 2 episodes, and from now on, it's going to be every Sunday that one is being released. Brandon and I both got into this. I spoke last about Speak No Evil, so you start us off with this.
DC.
That good?
I don't want. It's gonna be hard for me not to. I'm gonna try to tip my hand too early, but it's gonna be impossible. DC kind of shit the bed with DCU, right? This is not in that universe. This is from the Batman with what's his face,
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, which I liked that movie a lot. I thought it was a little long, but I liked it. So I was skeptical going into this. So you watch this, and it's a slight spoiler for the first 3 minutes. Not really a spoiler. He comes in, he's hobbling. I'm like, okay, he's got the penguin walk now. And he's goofily hitting a wall trying to open it up because he's not a very athletic guy, right? And I'm like, okay, building character. And then that's not his strength, right? It's never been Penguin's strength. He's never been a guy that's going to fight Batman or fight whatever. Even though he does some things you'll see in the show that shows he can handle himself, but that's not his strength. And then what's his strength? 1 minute later, somebody comes in the room and he talks him down so beautifully. And I'm like,
are you just talking through the whole damn episode, or are you just letting know everything that happens in the damn show?
well, this is the first 3 minutes, and then he talks him through it. He says, let's get a drink, and then the penguin thing hits. And I think a lot of people would watch this and be like, that's kind of weird opening. But man, did they just capture, for me in that first 2-3 minutes, they captured who this penguin's going to be. And from then on, this is one of the best mob series, mob movies, whatever, that I've seen. It is super good. I'm just going to say it. Colin Farrell absolutely kills it in this movie. Like, it's easy to say that.
It's not a movie.
Or in this series. It's easy to say that because in the movie he did a good job and yada, yada, yada. But he's not in the movie that much. It's, you know, he's in there for what, 10 minutes, probably screen time altogether. It's not a lot either way. This one he's got to
carry. The movie, you're saying.
The movie. This one he has to carry it. This is his series. This is a penguin, and he's on the screen the whole time. I don't think we ever leave his point of view. I don't think. I can't remember. But I think he's on the screen the entire movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think we leave his point of view at all.
Yeah, he's got to carry it. And does he? Oh, my God, he does in such a good way. He's not a likable guy. He's a villain. He's obviously, we all know the penguin
Here
is
we
not.
go again. Where's our point of entry? Anyway, go
exactly.
ahead.
There's no point of entry, but something about how well he is doing. And they give you these little characteristics from him that are, I want to say endearing, but they show that there is some kinks in the armor. Does that make sense? Where he takes, you take someone under his wing early on, and he has a mother. There was things like this come out throughout the show, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna like the story where everyone kind of underestimates this guy, and throughout this series, you see he's not to be underestimated. So initially, right now, first impressions, I'm telling you, Colin Farrell's acting is so good. And I love mob movies, and I would put this first series up there with a lot of things I've watched that are really good. I think if you like mob movies, this is a very well done one. Where are you at with this?
First of all, I need you to stop stealing what I'm going to say.
Hey, the warden called me.
Brandon, we did an episode a long time ago where we did our top 5 television shows of all time.
Yeah.
Do you remember what my number 1 was?
Oh, yeah. Sopranos, baby.
Yeah, this is Sopranos in Gotham.
Yeah, it is.
That's all this is. It is Sopranos in
that.
Gotham. It's ironic that it's on Max because Max houses Sopranos.
Yeah.
Even some things that Colin Farrell says, I'm like, that is Tony Soprano. Like that, he sounds even like him. What I like about it is even not so much in Batman 66, the old TV show with Adam West and the movie back then. But ever since the movie in the late 80s, it was 89 when the first Batman came out. Is that right, Brandon? Was it 89? I think it was Batman 89.
Is that when it came out?
I believe so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, right.
I know it's around that time period. It's either 86 or 89. But anyway, ever since that Batman, Gotham has been a character to me in all the movies. Like, Gotham City is a character, just like New York City has its own character, and Chicago has its own character, and LA has its own character. Yeah. They made Gotham City a real character in all of these Batman things. And to me, Gotham has a character in this show.
Absolutely.
To me, it's Colin Farrell playing against Gotham City. Like, that's exactly what it is. There's no Batman in this, by the way. There's that much in the very beginning, but they're recapping basically what happened in the movie.
Yeah, and you don't see him.
That's the only Batman you get in this.
Yep.
So it is just Penguin's story.
I guess to be clear, because we didn't say it, this is immediately following the movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like the first minute or two of this show is recapping what happened at the end of the movie, and then they go into the scene that you were talking about, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
My other point with this is that when DC tries, why do they do well? Like, why are they good when they try?
That's it.
Justice League was bad. Like,
DCU sucked.
And even to me, it's not as bad as people bag on it, but compare it to this show.
Yeah.
And it's dog shit.
It's not even the
old
same
stuff is
universe.
dog shit compared to this. How? Why? Why can't you just say we're going to tell a story about this guy and this character? Okay. So that's my first point that I'm going to be mad at. Go ahead.
No, I was going to reiterate what you not reiterate, but add on what you said. People want dark things like this. They want these gritty superhero things.
I was getting there. Yep,
and
you're right.
DCU, oh, we'll try this. We'll do Batman and versus Superman, but they didn't do it right. If you put that against this, not even the same universe. Not even the same goddamn universe, right? We don't need to
literally in their eyes, but yes.
But you know what I mean? Like not like this is well done. That was not, and it was cartoony, and they made stupid decisions and made cartoony decisions, which that was the problem with the DCEU. People got that stuff from Marvel, and it's great. Marvel did a good job. We know that all up until Endgame. It wasn't too cartoon. You know, they have the Marvel formula.
Sure.
DCU tried to copy that, and they shouldn't have. They should have went the other damn way because people want to see gritty, even R-rated things. And there's proof.
Deadpool proved that.
Exactly. There's proof in the pudding. Deadpool does well. Every time there's a Deadpool movie, it makes $1 billion damn dollars, right? There's a lot of movies out there that are rated R that do well. Lean into it, DCU, and they did with this. Like, this is gritty. This is good. And my problem is not with this. I have no problems with this. This is probably one of the best shows I've seen this year. My problem is what's his face doing the new DCEU. He's not going to do that. He's going to go back.
Gunn.
Yeah, James is going to go back to that other formula. There goes my light. He's going to be too cheeky.
High production here, folks. High production.
He's going to be too cheeky, too funny, and it's not going to be good. And here's the problem. This show right now is going good. Everyone loves it. And if you don't listen to the people, James Gunn, you're going to screw up DC. And I don't want you to. I want you to do well.
All right.
I got to fix my light.
While we're old men yelling at clouds, I got to bring up one other thing.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're going to be mad at me. I'm sorry. I got to go back to it.
What?
That Cape Crusader animated show.
Oh, yeah. I never finished that, actually.
What did they do to Penguin in that?
Oh, they gender swapped.
They bastardized it, gender swap. I don't have a problem with gender swapping to a point.
I
But
do.
why they made Penguin a burlesque dancing character in that stupid show?
It was terrible.
It shows when you can make changes. He's not even the same name in the show as what the comic book lore says.
Yeah.
They even made him a little tougher than what the comic book lore is. But
They
you
definitely
can go
did.
outside the box and do a little bit different and still be good. This was good. You actually wanted to pop that stupid ass Cape Crusader show at first. At first. And then I brought up the bad guys, and you're like, oh, you're right.
Yeah, the bad guys suck.
That was horrible. This is done right, and it's a Batman show that doesn't even have Batman.
And let me say this. The system at cPOPuniverse works, and I've never went back to that cartoon afterwards. I never went back to the anime series afterwards.
There you go. But while we're saying it, speaking of going back to, hell yeah, I want to go back to this. I'm not even hiding the fact that this is so well done. As you mentioned, there's character flaws with this main character, but he makes, in my opinion, Brandon, you correct me if I'm wrong, he does something very early in the show that I think is going to lend to the whole story of this whole show. Like, everything that he does after a big decision that he makes early on is going to influence everything else that he does for this whole series.
Sure, I think that's what this whole show's about.
Right. So, good writing, great character work, a flawed character, obviously, for multiple reasons, but I'm on board for it. I know I got no entry into this, but I'm all in for it, so pop.
This show makes me a believer like the Joker did in that movie where I can watch an antagonist go to work, and this is a huge pop. I'm not kidding. I think this is my most excited. This is the show this year that I'm most excited to see the next episode. Like, it was an hour and 7 minutes, the first episode.
Yeah, just over an hour. Yeah.
It had like 8 minutes of credits. It had a lot of damn credits.
Well, it wasn't just credits. They did a behind the scenes for the first episode.
Oh,
like
did
they
they?
showed the making of it and the thought process behind the character, et cetera, et cetera. So that was kind of not the show. It really was like an hour-long runtime, and then the 8 minutes after were just that stuff.
It could have been 2 hours. I just enjoyed the whole ride. The hour went quick. You know, sometimes, hey, we're busy guys. Gash is very busy. I'm very busy. We have other things that we do in our lives. So sometimes when I see an hour and 7 minutes on the HBO Max runtime, I'm like, all right, this sucks. I got so much shit to do. it was a joy and a privilege to watch this. It's a huge pop. Probably right now, only off one episode, so I understand it's way too early. My favorite show of the year, The Penguin.
You actually beat me to it. I was going to say, folks, at the end of the year, we do a review show where we say our top 5 favorite things of the year. Don't be surprised if you hear this brought up at the end of the year when we do that show.
Yeah, this is how you do this kind of shit. And Marvel, take notice. DC just went up to you on this shit because you
DC, take notice. Do this with more
yeah,
stuff.
do this with more. And Marvel, look at this. This is how you do it. If you're going to do a series, we don't do Moonlit, whatever, all these stupid ones. Agatha, even though I kind of liked it, it's a E character in our minds. This is how you take a good character, not, someone very popular, but not the upper echelon, and give it life. They took
Brandon,
the Penguin and made him a mobster, and it's the best thing I've seen on TV this year.
What have we said a lot about? You brought this up. MCU. What is one of the biggest flaws MCU's had up to now? They're bad guys. Why not give a bad guy their own show like this and flush them out, make them interesting, and make it a good show, and then maybe we'd have a big bad that we really care about.
Yeah, that's right. This show, I want to dive into this universe. Like, I love the Batman movie. I thought it was really good. I just thought it was so long. This is a follow-up. I love it. It really wants me to get in. This is some of my favorite Batman. I don't know. It's too early, but it's pretty good. Like, maybe of all time. I don't know. It could be if it keeps going in this direction.
Dark Knight.
What's
Dark
that?
Knight. Come on. The Dark Knight. Come
No,
on.
Dark Knight is my favorite. The Joker in that movie, I'm actually going to be him for Halloween this year again. Like, I love that movie. But this has potential to make me super more because there's only 3 movies in that in Bale's trilogy or whatever.
Correct.
This has the potential to do a lot more now that we have because series and things weren't a thing back then when that came out.
Right.
I could see a Joker series, a Riddler. I can see,
we already have a Joker series.
Like from this,
Phoenix is doing it.
But in this universe,
yes,
there's a deleted scene with the Joker from the Batman, and it's pretty good. It's almost so good that I'm like, why did they cut it? But I get where it didn't fit into that film, and film's already long.
And then you get all the fans crying, why wasn't he in it more? Why was he not in it more? But anyway. So
I did understand the cut, but it was very well done. And I was like, I could see this Joker. It was definitely like a much more psychotic version of Dark Knight's Joker,
Yes.
Big pop. Penguin on HBO Max. We're giving you 2 superior pops here. Let's go watch it.
Did we have a show where we popped everything?
I was just thinking that. We didn't bust nothing. It's been a joy to be able
thing today.
Folks,
that's our debut on YouTube. We're done. That's it. No more because we popped everything.
I don't have a headache from taking bullet in my damn dome piece. It's awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So what do we got coming up on some future shows, Brandon?
Well, we know the Joker's coming out here in a couple weeks, so we're going to be nailing the Joker. Early reviews are out. It's not looking good, but we don't go by their reviews. We go by ours, cPOPuniverse. So we're going to give it a good fair shake. Joker was one of my favorite movies of that year. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact that we had so many theories and we could talk about it. It was like a very good movie to have fans just, throw theories out. My concern with this movie is it's going to just tank all that wonder that was built in the first one, right? Oh, all that thing you guys theorized? No, this is what happened. And that kind of does kill the movie a little bit for me. But we'll see what they do. Because when that movie came out, I think we all said it. We're like, I don't know how we're going to like this. Like, this is...
I was actually excited for it, but then I heard it's mainly a musical. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong. Based on the previews they're showing, it's not... I mean, there's music in it, but it doesn't...
I'm going to cover this label.
Brandon to drink.
We did 2 episodes on that, which we rarely do.
Correct.
That's how much we liked that movie and wanted to dig into it. The fact that it's a musical makes me sad, so it's so hard.
The other thing I wanted to bring up that's coming up, and I think it comes out this weekend or possibly next as well, is Megalopolis comes out. That Francis Ford Coppola, movie with Adam Driver that he's been trying to make, I guess, for like 20 years or something.
Really?
That actually is supposed to come out like next week. So, folks, if you'd be interested in us doing a review of that, tell us in the comments below. Like and subscribe to all of our stuff, but then tell us, hey, I'm interested in seeing this. I'm interested in hear about that. Let us know, and we'll try to hit it on the shows.
Absolutely. Like, we want to hear from you. Put it in the comment section on this video. Put it in our social media. If there's something we're not covering, you want to see us cover, because there's a lot. How many streaming networks? So many.
85.
Yeah, we're trying to keep up, but we're trying to hit the things we think is the most interesting. But we're not all up to date. Hey, Gash is very old. He ain't up to date with stuff. So
Dash is a year older than you.
I was terrible. He's lying so much more. But anyway,
This from the guy that watched Matlock this week. But anyway.
facts. We're also going to be covering Call of Duty. Call of Duty 6 is coming out pretty soon, a few weeks. So we're going to be covering that. We're trying to get back into video games. It's not that we're not playing them. It's just I don't find a lot of new ones interesting. You know, it's not interesting enough to talk
Let's
about.
play old stuff. Come on.
I'm still playing Grounded. That game's
I'm still playing
phenomenal.
Apex.
I know exactly. You've been on Apex for 12 years. Like, we need new video games that are interesting. So
anyway.
we need some more interesting stuff, though. So when something comes out, we will cover it on video games. We're going to cover Call of Duty, and we're going to cover Indiana Jones. I know that for a fact. So we'll get into those when they come out. So join us next week. We're going to be live on YouTube for a while. We're going to try something new out. Like I said, we're going to go to YouTube and try to get videos out. But if you haven't yet, and you made it this long, you must like this a little bit. So go to our audio podcast, iTunes, Spotify, wherever. Listen, anywhere you got it, it's on there. cPOPuniverse. Please go there and give us a review. That would help us out immensely. We don't do Patreon. We don't do ads or on anything. All we're asking for our hard work and the bullets to the brain is to give us a little review, and that would be sweet. Help us get moving in the algorithm.
Did you say alls we're asking?
Alls we're asking. I am from Western Pennsylvania, by the way.
Oh my gosh. See, that's why I'm the professional, folks, because I don't say alls we're asking.
Go to our social media. We'd love to hear from you at cPOPuniverse. Letter C, cPOPuniverse. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, X. Sorry.
And be a culture vulture.
Join the universe. We'll see you guys next week. We are still live on YouTube, but we are out
You
on
forgot the outro.
Oh shit! I did.
Edit it in post.
Oh, I didn't post.
No,
For you that are still
don't
here,
edit
though.
anything in post.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
One of the best movies
Hey,
of all time. Anyway,
I had a few drinks while we were doing this podcast.
so I forgot the outro.
No, I forgot the outro. Guys, if you're still with us on YouTube, we are trying to grow this.
Yes.
This is brand new. You can see we're not getting a lot of views right now. Our podcast does very well. We want to try to translate this over into video, which is not the easiest thing because we have a lot of competition in this realm of movie and video game reviews. It's
Our subcategory.
yeah, there's a million people doing what we're doing. So if you do enjoy what we're doing, please just give us a like, give us a follow.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend, share us out. Like I said, we're not going to put
Refer
ads.
a friend, Brandon, to give him $100 if you do.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, you said maybe.
Got to pay for that advertising. We don't ask for money. We don't have a Patreon. We do this because we love movies, we love video games, and we love to talk about them. But we want you to enjoy it too. But to keep us going, we'd love to see some, this evolve and become better on social media. So or on
And
video.
Send me $200 for a shirt. And I'll
Send
make
him
sure,
$200 for that
make
damn
sure
shirt.
you get one.
Thank you guys. This is our first time on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back. I think we're going to try this for a while and I hope it works
Yes.
good. So please, like I said, share, and we'll see you guys next week on